What a matchup we have coming your way in Week 17. It's the newly crowned NFC East champion Eagles and the Bills squaring off in Buffalo. And for more, we welcome in Bryant McFadden and Emory Hunt to see who has the edge. Let's start at QB. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. We know these players are heavily scrutinized in a lot of ways. Who has the edge here, B-Mac?
Man, I love Jalen Hurts. I think, to your point, he's been unfairly criticized because all he does is win, and he lives up in big-time moments. But for this matchup, I got to go with Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been phenomenal. You talk about playing the quarterback position and having to put the cape on. I don't know if there's another quarterback in the National Football League that has had to do that like Josh Allen, and most importantly, delivering, completing around 69% of his passes, 37 total touchdowns. We know what he does in the passing game, of course, but he's very, very impactful in the running game as well. So I go Josh Allen with having the edge in this matchup.
What if I told you one of these quarterbacks is having a career year, and all you hear the narrative-wise is that he's awful, he's not doing much? That's Jalen Hurts. You realize he has the most touchdown passes he has thrown in his career this season?
Yep.
You wouldn't believe it, though. You wouldn't know it, though.
You wouldn't know it, though, right?
He's been unfairly criticized.
Yeah,
I said it. I said it.
And he has 8 rushing touchdowns. He also has his lowest rushing yardage total, so he's doing it through the air, and the yards per attempt are where they always are. This is someone that has always been playing above the X's and O's, and even this season, contrary to popular belief, give me Philadelphia.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I mean, he does have a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
Josh Allen doesn't have that.
So twice.
He outplayed Patrick Mahomes twice.
He's got a Super Bowl MVP. Like, I mean,
come on.
You know. And he listened to Anita Baker. Like, so he got his music game is on point too.
Music ain't got nothing to do with playing quarterback.
I just threw that out there. But that's cold though. Anita Baker, we love some Anita Baker. All right, we know who you love. Running backs. Okay.
Right.
Who has the edge here between James Cook and Saquon Barkley?
Now this was torn. I was torn here with this one. I was torn.
There's no reason to be torn, Emory.
Because now we talk about who has the edge at running back. It's the group. I like the collective group of Philadelphia. Give me Philadelphia. The reason why, obviously Saquon Barkley is still the head dog, right? James Cook is phenomenal. But you got Jalen Hurts. You hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley. You have what they have. In the backfield, they have Will Shipley, also doubles as a return specialist. I'll take Will Shipley over Ray Davis. Ray Davis is nice too. But I also like what they have in their other tailback that they brought in, Bigsby.
Yeah.
So Bigsby's showing you they can run the ball. Honestly, it could have been a push, but I'm going Eagles.
There's no push.
It is.
I gotta cut you short,
I'm going with Saquon.
Man, you
I'm
talking
going with Saquon.
nonsense. We all love Saquon, man.
Right.
We know who Saquon is. But this season is not the same as last season. And that's why when you talk about this matchup, it's about expectations. We haven't seen a lot from Saquon, even though he ran the football fairly well against the Commanders. But you know who's been consistently good, consistently dominated, especially when he gets the ball, when he gets the football, is no other than James Cook. He leads the league in rushing and doing so with not a lot of opportunities. I'm talking about a guy who's got to go for over 100 yards, maybe touching the ball 15 times out of the backfield. And I understand the backfield, the collective group.
That's where I'm going.
Ty Johnson is a guy that can do numbers. You said Ray. No, don't forget about Ty, especially what he does in third down situations. This man leads the league. 1532 is what he has right now. Number 1 in the National Football League. 12 rushing touchdowns as well. He's been balling game after game after game. We love Saquon, but 2025, we ain't seen the same Saquon that we saw in 2024. Give me Mr. Cook.
Yeah, I'm with you, B-Mac. Yeah, I got to go with the Bills for this season.
It's
He's
tripping,
bro.
It's good. It's
Cook, like, okay, I'm a modify.
Cook nice, but I like the backfield.
Okay, all right, I know what you did there. All right, now let's stick with the playmakers on offense, B-Mac. Who do you give the edge to when looking at the pass catchers?
Man, I understand they haven't really lived up to the expectations, but we know they still have the dudes.
All right, I was worried.
We know they still have the dudes, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I mean, we don't even know who the number 1 is for Buffalo. You know, Khalil Shakir has been the number 1, but when you look at collectively, it's almost like, who do you trust? Who do you go to? Well, with Philadelphia, when the passing game has really been living up to the billing, you got AJ, you got Smitty, Devontae, and don't forget about tight end Dallas Goedert, who's been a big-time red zone asset for their offense. So I got to go pass catchers with the Eagles.
And you can even throw Saquon Barkley in that pass catcher. You know what I'm
As
saying?
an option.
As an option, right? So that's also why I took Saquon and those Eagles for the running backs. But I will also back up B-Mac with pass catches as well. We finally agree on something.
You finally coming to your
About time.
senses.
Yeah,
You finally, because I don't even
Got
have
your
no
mind.
paper. You've been cheating off my paper, but I like the fact
You
that
ain't
they
got no paper.
I don't need no paper. It's all up here on the dome. So I like the fact that they have multiple receivers too that could work in as a third guy. But Smitty is the straw that stirs the drink over there, in my opinion.
Okay, all right, so that's settled there. But on the O-line, remember we talked about Saquon, it's not 2024. Part of the reason is because that O-line is not as strong as it used to be. Who has the edge here, B-Mac? Or Emory?
Buffalo legit moves people out the way. Like, they do a fantastic job up front, and they're led by their guard, Osiris Torrance, from the University of Louisiana. Outstanding Raging
gotta get
Cajun.
a Raging Cajun.
But
Every
you
week.
transfer to Florida, but you find one. We all over the league. You know, but what I love about their offense, even when they're banged up, they were still finding ways to have success with James Cook and running the football. He still was able to find lanes running the ball. Now, because they are big on both sides, the tackle spots, what I love about the offensive line, they're dealing with an athletic quarterback. You rarely see these guys holding. That's hard because guys behind you don't know what's going on behind you. They stay locked in. They're able to mirror and match. I love that Bills offensive line.
Yeah, I'm right there with Emory. Buffalo Bills collectively, when you talk about the injuries, remember, they went to Pittsburgh missing both tackles.
Yeah.
Didn't allow one sack in that ball game, and look how well they ran the football. We've seen the injuries on the offensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's really hampered the entire structure of the offensive production. Most importantly, the running game. When they've been missing key contributors, they still have been successful protecting the quarterback and, most importantly, running the football. Over 2,300 yards on the ground today, averaging over 5 yards per carry. That's winning football, and that's because of how well their offensive line has performed.
Yeah, that's definitely an easy one for all of us. How about on the defensive side? This is where you excel, B-Mac. Defensive front seven. Who has the edge here?
Man, it's the Philadelphia Eagles for me. And even without Jalen Carter, they've really done a good job in finding ways to be successful. I understand what Chicago did against them, but outside of Chicago, they've been really a stout unit. When you look at Jordan Davis, the maturation process of Jordan Davis, keeping his weight down, playing low, and being a powerful, massive force in the interior has been well documented. Nakobe Dean, I can tell you this much. Good luck for running backs trying to perform a successful blitz pickup on Nakobe Dean because he's running right down the teeth of your chest, and usually he win those battles. And Zach Bond also. So they got Ojomo. He's been doing well. I think he has like around 5 sacks. Jalen Phillips, Nolan Smith. They got name after name after name. And they've been doing a really, really good job in making sure they do their job and excel in doing so. So I got to go defensive front seven. D linemen, linebackers, got to go with the Eagles.
J.L.X. Hunt as well, Houston Christian guy, former defensive backfield player at Cornell, too. I'm going with the Eagles as well. I do like how Buffalo is building up front. Walker from Kentucky, he's their own version of Jordan Davis. A lot of batted passes. He's 6'7". His back is healthy. So they're building, but this has been a significant drop-off without Ed Oliver. So you got to go Eagles or defensive front seven.
All right, so Eagles for both of you for the defensive front seven. How about B-Mac? Who has the edge in the secondary? Who you like?
Ooh. I got to go Philly.
Okay.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Quinyon Mitchell, I'm a big-time fan of him. He's definitely CB1. But then you look at Cooper DeJean. I mean, he's a guy that can do damage in the slot. Also, if you have to put him out on the perimeter, he's not a liability. He's an asset. And I love what he does in tackling. He's one of the best short-handed tacklers in the cornerback positions in the National Football League. Reed Blankenship has really excelled as well. Collectively, man, they do a good job protecting and keeping the roof on the house, not allowing a lot of splash plays. So secondary, I got to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Reed Blankenship. I feel like he's a mistake eraser. You see him closing down the alley pretty quickly. You see him closing down across the hash to sideline pretty quickly, knocking guys out. So I go with Eagles as well. The corners are top-notch, and they do a great job of making sure their safeties are active in the run game. And these are physical, impressive guys. Quinyon Mitchell played a great game last time we saw him out there. I just think that this secondary is more complete. But Buffalo has some pieces, but Philly is more complete.
Yeah, and the secondary is a big reason why they've been able to be in these games despite the struggles from the offense. All right, now time for a game pick. B-Mac, who's going to win?
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills, and here's why. One thing that we've seen with the Buffalo Bills when it comes to trends, they haven't lost back-to-back games since early October. That's a hot trend. They lost last week. I don't see them losing this week. Then when you factor in playing to the level of their competition.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And they didn't lose last week. I'm sorry. They beat Cleveland, but it felt like it was a loss because of the struggles against Cleveland. So when you talk about playing to the level of their competition, this is a team that's coming to Buffalo with playoff aspirations, who's in the tournament, a championship pedigree. They get up for these ball games, a la Kansas City, a la going to Pittsburgh. These are the type of games where we see Buffalo, they rise to the occasion. So forgive me what I said because I misspoke. They didn't lose against Cleveland, but when you watch the game, the struggles, it felt like it was a loss.
It could have been.
Guess what happens now? They're going to get up. They're going to be fired up. You're going to have Buffalo fans, Bills Mafias jumping on tables. They're going to be ready to go. So I have Buffalo taking care of their business, protecting their house, and coming up with a huge win because they still have an opportunity to try to win their division as well. So this is a very, very important game.
Remember they played that matchup in Philly in the rain, the throwback uniforms, how great of a game that was. So these two teams are going to play great games. I'm going with Philadelphia. The reason why, I like the fact that they are starting to find their stride. They're starting to find their rhythm offensively. This is the time when they start to lock in, right? And we've seen that the last couple of games, the offense looks like it looked last year. They're spreading the ball around the passing game. The run game is where they're going to give the Bills some problems. And that's been the story all season long. They'll find a way to run the football successfully. We'll see Jalen Hurts be even more efficient than he's been all throughout the season. But I like their defense going against that passing game. I like their ability to run the football. I think that'll be the difference.
All right, so you got the Eagles. B-Mac has the Bills. And we will see who's going to end up.
Who you got to let us know?
I got the Eagles. Bryant, McFadden, Emory Hunt. Always a pleasure, gentlemen. And here's a look at the simplest path to getting the 1 seed in the AFC playoffs. The Broncos are in the driver's seat. All they have to do is beat the Chiefs on Christmas and the Chargers in Week 18. If they can't, that opens the door for a team like the Bills who need to beat the Eagles and get at least one loss from Denver, the Patriots, Jaguars, and Chargers over the next 2 weeks.